Hi again, welcome to another video, and I'm back up the unit working on the VW T4. This is the van I've been doing the engine conversion on. There's quite a few videos on my channel of the conversion I've been doing on this, but I've already filmed the next update, and there was a rattling noise from around the engine. Well, I thought it was a guard between the gearbox and the engine, and I'll explain that in the next video, in the next update. And I also thought it could be from where the belts are. I actually found out where it was coming from. I do mention it in the video, but I don't show you any of it. So this is a bit of a bonus video, really, of what's been causing that rattling. And you'll probably hear it when I first start the engine up on the next update. So what it is, it's the heat shield on the exhaust, and it is right down there. And these are a bit of a pain to take the front pipes off because they have a big, like, metal clip type thing around them. So I'm not quite sure how to go about this. I'm just going to get a torch and I'll see if I can show you a little bit of it. It's quite hard to show you because there's so much going on under this bonnet, but if I can get my hand through somewhere there, you could just see where my hand is there. That's like the manifold that comes off of where the turbo and everything is. Well, then the exhaust connects to that below that. I could undo the bolts to hold this piece on. There's about 5 bolts, or I could just ping the clips off and then deal with putting them back on when the heat shield's been welded back to the main exhaust pipe, and then I'll put it back on because I need to get the pipe off for it to be welded. There the clip is, the right there. You can probably just make it out, but it's very difficult. I can see it, but you might not be able to catch it very well. So I think I'm going to just ping the clips off rather than unbolt it. So I'm going to get underneath and I'll try and show you better from underneath. Now we're under the van and I can show you that is definitely what's making the noise, and that should be welded to the main pipe there. So it is difficult and tight up there. It unbolts from there. There's 2 bolts there, so that's easy enough. So I'm going to do that first and then, yeah, try and get this out. I think it was just welded probably in a few spots, and that's how it was. And even if I bought a new one, the pipe's actually okay, but if I bought a new one, I still have to take it off and change it. So I might as well just take this one off and repair it and save a few pounds because, yeah, it's got some life in it still. If you can see up there, you can see them 2 spring type clip things each side of the exhaust where it meets a manifold, and they are the 2 I've got to get off. Easier to get off because you can just put something in there and sort of lever them off, but to put back on you have to use them holes and the tool to do it. But yeah, so I'm gonna get these bolts undone and ping them off and see if I can get this exhaust out. There was actually 3 bolts on that there, one there, one there, and one there, and they come undone okay because I did replace that exhaust section at some point in the last 3 years. So yeah, they come undone okay. So my next job is to try and get them clip things off, and then hopefully we can wiggle this exhaust out and then I can get it welded and then, yeah, look to get it back on. So I have one clip off. This is the second one, and I hope you can see okay. It's really tight under here, but I've just got a screwdriver and I'm going to just try and lever it off. So I'm going to go for it now, but I haven't got no room hardly to lever it. But let's see how it goes. Moved. Not fully off yet. We now have the clip off. The screwdriver hit you on the chin. It luckily weren't in the nose or lip. So now I'm going to try and get this exhaust off. You won't be able to see that, but I've just got to wiggle it out. So I'll see you back on the bench when we have the exhaust off. So I now have the downpipe out. It was tricky to sort of manoeuvre it out, but yeah, we have it on the bench now. And that is the problem. I can see where the spot welds, I think there. And I think there's some places where there's some up there as well on that end. So that was that rattling. It's been rattling for ages. When I used it with the old engine in. It always had a rattly sound. I didn't know where it was coming from, but it was this. But the pipe is in decent condition. It's not bad at all. They're about £50 new, and it's a bit of a waste really, spending £50 when this has still got a good bit of life left in it. That is where them clips fit round. Can you just hold this for me, Laura, please? Injured Laura. Are you injured?
Yes.
What happened?
You hit me with the clips.
When we pinged the clip off, we were filming, it pinged back and got you on the...
I'll be lucky if I keep my fingers, to be honest.
Where is it? Which finger?
There's no injury.
I think they'll survive.
It hit me right across there.
It pinged up when I, well, you saw it because we were filming it, but Laura must have been a little bit too close. I had a little injury too. I think that was the same time actually. I think my hand caught.
That's pathetic.
So if we just hold this upright like that, that is where them clips hook into. There's like a little indentation bit there and they go around. To be honest, when they're on, they work really, really well because they allow sort of a little bit of movement from the engine movement. So you haven't got to have a flexi pipe. But to get them off and to get them back on, they're not much fun, but we've got to get back on.
I don't think I'll be here for the getting back on.
Well, actually, you just use a tool for that. It's not nowhere near so bad. So I'm going to take the exhaust away now and get them bits welded, and then it'll be the fun of getting it back on. So I've now had the heat shield welded to the downpipe. My dad did it and he said that it didn't weld very well. I'm not sure what metal that is, but he has welded it in a few places, so it's pretty strong. He just said it kept sort of melting this material very, very easy when he was welding it. But anyway, like I said, it is holding on there okay. In the future, I may get a new downpipe anyway, but at the moment this will be fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get it back in place. I'm going to bolt them 3 bolts back in place and then get this so it's about in the area it's got to be. And then I'll try to show you me putting the clips back on, and I've got the tool for them. So I'll be back with you when I'm putting the second one of these on. I'll do one and then I'll show you me putting the last one on. So I'm making good progress. I've got the exhaust back on, all bolted up, and one of these clips already back on. So I've just got this last one to do. This is the tool for the job. There. I'll show you the tool closer. And it works like this. I've already got it set there, so it goes on like that. I've tried to keep it as close to the end as I can. There's 2 little bits that sort of stick out more there, you can just see. So I just get it just under them and as close to the edge as I can. Now I get the ratchet and open the clip up. Like that, you can see it's open now. And I find the easiest way is to test this between the manifold and the exhaust, just so it just clears it. So it's just slightly bigger than where it's got to go over. So it goes over, so I haven't got to work on that bolt so much underneath because it's quite tight under there. So I'm going to test that and get as close as possible, and then that bit and that bit go into the indentation bits on the manifold and on the exhaust. And then as soon as you undo it, take the tension off, it clamps it all together nicely. So I'll bring you back in when I've got it all set up in place and I'm loosening it off so that clip holds in where it should. So I'm under the van and I have been undoing it slightly just so it grips the manifold and the exhaust, but it's a very hard position to film. You can see it in front of us, the tool there. I think I'm going to get Laura to film it from up the top because you'll probably see a little bit better from up there, but I've just got to undo that now, and when I undo it enough, the tool will sort of be able to pull out and then job will be done. But yeah, there isn't much room under here at all. You can see the other one I fitted over there on the right hand side. So yeah, I've just got to do the same with this one. It is a tricky old job. It's actually easier to do the one I'm on at the moment, to put it in place from up the top, but the one on the right, there wasn't room to get round, so I had to do all of that from underneath. So we are getting there. It's actually easier if you've got someone to help you as well, because you can they can sort of hold it as you're undoing the tool. Yeah, but it's a difficult job, but I'm very nearly there now. So now I've just got to go on the bottom of the tool, and then it should just start to close up. But I haven't got much movement under here, so it's sort of small movements on the socket ratchet. We must be closing up quite a bit now. Just want to check every so often that everything's okay. I can't see from up the top, but I'm sure it'll be going in place up there. Makes your arm ache. I feel it's getting there now. It's a lot easier to turn. And the tool's getting quite loose. Not sure it's going to come out yet though. You know when you're about there because it gets finger tight and the tool's out now. So I'm just going to check that they're both in the bits they should be in. It looks good to me. Yep, that looks to be in down here. So I'll just check it at the top and then I'll show you it from underneath. So this is a view from underneath. You can see they're both in place. So yep, that's a tricky job done. But that's how you do it. It's the first time I've ever done it actually from under the vehicle like this. I have used the tool to connect it on when the engine was out. I think I showed that earlier when I was putting the engine back in, but this is how you do it if you're not removing the engine. So it's a bit tricky, but you can do it if you've got that tool. It's not that bad. It's just more awkward than anything else, and it is easier if you've got someone to help you. So you can see it just down there. I've got to give Laura some credit. She did really well to film that as well as she did when I was putting it on. So I'm not going to try and get the camera down there. You saw it pretty well when I was going back on and it's all in place. So yeah, really pleased to have that job done. So I'm going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching and I'll be along with another video again soon. So bye for now.